Hey, Journey, this is Logan McPhillips. I'm one of the elders here at the church. I'm here with Dave Fremstad, and we are just going to do a little Q&A so that you guys can get to know Dave a little bit more before he arrives March 13th and 14th to meet with us a little bit more, and then also share the word with us on Sunday morning. So, Dave, how are you?
Hey, Logan, thanks for the opportunity just to connect with all you guys there at Journey. And thanks for the opportunity just to be able to share a little bit of my story today.
All right. First question we have for you is to tell us your story, how you came to Jesus and what you've done in ministry.
Yeah, I grew up attending a mainline denomination church, which in reality didn't have anything to do with a personal relationship with Jesus. So it was just kind of a habit. You know, my dad had the rule that as long as I lived under his roof, we went to church. So that was just kind of the routine, the habit that we had. So when I got out of the house and moved away from home, I moved away from faith and lived far from Jesus for a long time. So really from this period of from about age 15 to 25, it was just kind of my season in the wilderness, just wandering far from God. And in that season of searching and wandering, I ended up joining the Marine Corps. And the Marine Corps signed me up for the infantry, and I was a machine gunner in the infantry, and I actually loved it. I had a great time. So one of my duty assignments was Okinawa, Japan. And this was near the end of my 4-year enlistment. And during that whole time I was in the Marines, you know, I always was wondering there's got to be more to life than doing what I was doing and just, you know, drinking beer and doing the stupid stuff that Marines do. So it was in Okinawa, Japan that God really started to tug more on my heart. And I woke up on a Sunday morning early enough and I thought, you know, I grew up going to church, so I might as well try church again. So I went down to the chapel service on base that day, and I don't remember much about the service itself, except at the very end, a guy named Ron stood up and he invited all the Marines there over to his house that day for burgers on the grill. And I was like, burgers on the grill? I'll be there. Because I had been eating Marine Corps chow hall food for 4 years, and the home cooked burger sounded really good. So I found out where he lived and went out to his house after church that day and ate the best burger of my whole life, you know. But I was watching Ron and watching some of the other Marines were there and just realized that, you know, they were different. They were living their life different. They weren't, you know, swearing and doing all the stuff that I was doing, and it just intrigued me. And Ron took the time to introduce me and get to know me a little bit. He said, "Hey, next Sunday we're doing the same thing, burgers, and you know, house is open." So I was there again that next Sunday. And Ron just began to build a friendship with me over the weeks that progressed, and sooner our conversations, you know, began to take on a spiritual tone and go a little deeper. And he invited me to a Bible study one night. I said, "I don't even have a Bible." He's like, "Don't worry, we'll get you a Bible." And I started studying the Bible for really the first time in my life because Ron was just taking that time to build a relationship with me. And it was in the middle of a study on Psalm 84. I'm sitting on his living room floor. And Psalm 84 says that I'd rather be a doorkeeper or a servant in the house of my Lord than dwell in the tents of wickedness. And I had been dwelling in the tents of wickedness, and I realized that, you know, I would rather serve God than do anything else. So just through that process, through Ron's discipling me and mentoring me, just led me to that point of surrender to Jesus right there in his living room floor in Okinawa, Japan. So when I got back to the States, I got plugged into a local church outside of Camp Pendleton where I was stationed. And instead of re-enlisting in the Marines, which was my intent all along, I decided just to follow God's leading because he had put this desire in my heart to study the Bible. So I got out and I went to Minnesota Bible College and got a 4-year pastoral ministry degree there. Went on to seminary at Lincoln Christian Seminary and been involved in ministry ever since. So basically been doing pastoral ministry for 20 years. And then the last 6 years, been involved in nonprofit ministry, both with Bible translation for the deaf, and then currently in the world of church planting and church health. So that's kind of my story there in a real brief nutshell.
Nice. That's a pretty amazing story. I'm sure not most of us can say we came to Jesus in Japan. So that's a pretty cool story. Next question. What parts of ministry excite you the most, and what made you interested in this job at Journey?
Oh, great question. One of the things that I miss in my current role as director of CEM is just the opportunity to have intentional, deliberate relational discipleship opportunities with people that help them point them to Jesus and then grow in their faith afterwards. And just that desire has really just kind of welled up in me over the last year or so. And I just realized, even in the midst of COVID, I realized that I'm a very relational person, and that when you take away that sense of community or that opportunity to connect, man, I really missed it. And I began to realize that, I got a heart for discipleship. That's how I became a Christian. And that's how God has wired me. And I really just was looking for an opportunity to step into that. And when I first had a conversation with Justin Ralston about the opportunity at Journey, it just sounded like and felt like from the very beginning that the needs of Journey and my desires and passion for ministry were really lining up. And just that desire to raise up leaders, desire to disciple people, desire to help Journey become a church for the community, for the county. All those things is really lined up with my heart, my desires. And I just see God working through the whole process and putting these two together.
Awesome. How would you describe your leadership style?
Definitely team-based. I love it when I can develop people around me and build up a team because I just realize that we can get a lot more done, a lot greater impact when we're running after things together. So my heart kind of is even not just discipling people in the church, but discipling people into leadership roles as well. So yeah, I love to develop people so that we can work together as teams. Want to encourage people in that team format, and all the while providing vision and direction and encouragement, and here's where we want to go, and let's run after it together.
Awesome. How would you be involved in our community?
Well, in some of my past ministries, one place I joined the local Kiwanis Club and just stayed connected in the community by being an active member of Kiwanis. One ministry that I served in, I was a board member in the local pregnancy helpline, and just I had a voice in that. Here in Council Bluffs, we've taken part in church-led service projects throughout the community, everything from cleaning and raking up local parks to working with Habitat for Humanity, yeah, a lot of different ways like that. I think as I think about Wayne and Journey, for me, I would just look for needs and look for opportunities, and then discern where I can best fit in, get plugged in to meet some of those needs and have an opportunity to impact the community.
Cool. How would you see a church like ours impacting the smaller rural communities?
Well, I love it when churches have a kingdom mindset. And by that, I mean thinking beyond their four walls and their Sunday morning service. So I could really see Journey being a place that impacts not only the city of Wayne, but the county as well. where we come together to be fed, to be encouraged, and then so we gather together on a Sunday, and then we're sent out throughout the week. So whether it's through different small groups or life groups in different communities, through service projects in some of the surrounding areas. And I could just see Journey being in that kind of a ministry center, a ministry sending place to impact not just our city, but the whole county as well. So yeah, anything we can do to encourage that, kingdom mindset, I'm all for that.
Cool. Okay, last question, and this is probably the most important one. Which college football team do you cheer for in the fall?
I'm going to have to root for the Wayne State Wildcats. Go Cats!
Yeah, that's a great answer.
All right.
That's all I have. That's all the questions I have for you, Dave. Thanks for your time, and we're really looking forward to having you come up March 13th and 14th, and we're just really excited for that. So.
Yeah, thanks, Logan. I appreciate the opportunity to connect today, and appreciate looking forward to meeting so many more of you at Journey here in the next couple of weeks. So looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave.
All right. Bye, Logan.